Hi, it's me. I'm Shar, and I just spent last month preparing for my first art market. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably know what an art market is, but for those who might not know, it's an event where different artists come together to sell their prints, stickers, keychains, and other original collectibles. They can be held in small venues, like small mall booths, or they can be big enough to fit a convention center. Depends on the event organizers. I've been able to kind of participate in an art market before. I used to be part of an art organization back in university, and they'd carry my prints and stickers for me. And another time, I collaborated with some friends to create a fanzine, and they also carried some of my stickers for me. This time, though, I'll be preparing for my first ever solo artist booth for a local Komiket in the next couple of weeks. Am I nervous? Yeah, definitely. My heart was beating so fast when I got the acceptance email. I've never managed a booth by myself before, and I've never had to prepare anything more than a few prints and stickers. So consider this video as a little me trying to figure it out vlog on how I'll be going about this. I've been wanting to booth at an art market for a while now, but to be honest, I never really knew where to start. I've been to art markets, but I never thought too hard about the setup or the preparations booth artists would have to take. And there isn't really a place online where you can find every nearby art market listed on it. Though if there is, please let me know because I'm so bad at looking for these. Make me go outside the house. I need to touch grass. Most of my research pretty much consisted of going through Twitter and Instagram for event updates or checking out other artists who have joined art markets before and looking at which ones they joined. Earlier this year, I was lucky enough to be able to apply for an art market I often go to, Komiket. They're a pretty active nonprofit organization that promotes local, original comics and art, and I actually do frequent their events despite being a house goblin, so I was pretty excited after seeing my application was accepted. Listen, I really only needed one art market. I just want to try boothing at least once to know how it works and how it feels like, and I'm glad I got accepted into one I was already pretty familiar with. This was a nice opportunity to get that experience, and needless to say, my nerves were absolutely racked. There weren't enough videos or articles online on how to go about this to make me feel more secure. Anyway, now that I've secured a booth, I started with my first step, panicking. Just kidding, I started brainstorming. I listed down a few important things I needed to cover for the art market. So that's my booth setup, the products I'm gonna carry, and the logistics of selling and packaging those products to people who buy them. I realized if I wanted to figure out how to set up my booth, I should probably figure out what I want to sell first. I registered as an original art market creator, so the stuff I'll be carrying will mainly be paper-based items. These can be stickers, prints, postcards, zines, etc. One of my biggest dreams since I was a kid is to sell stationery. This was stemming a lot from hanging out at bookstores and department store stationery sections growing up. I love writing to and receiving letters from friends, and I think having these letters handwritten and physical makes it feel more intimate. Cute letter paper, envelopes, and stickers are things I genuinely enjoy using, and I think people should write to each other more often, just for fun. Anyway, that's a long-winded way for me to say I want to make letter pads, envelopes, and memo pads. I'm also planning to make a few prints, some stickers, and postcards. In an effort to be more involved in this printing process, I bought myself a printer and a machine cutter. I've tested them a few times for personal stationery, so now I'll try to see if I can do it on a larger scale. A small note, my room is pretty small and I'm not a videographer, so sorry if the shots aren't very aesthetically pleasing. I don't know how the other artists make it look so nice. Sometimes I feel like I live in a jail cell in comparison. I started out with making some stickers first. I was thinking of making stickers of my characters Frogurt, Milk Pudding, and Cheese Stick. Maybe Frogurt is the most familiar sounding to you guys. He's the little frog with the daisy on his head. He's also all over the place on my social media. Milk Pudding, on the other hand, is a very silly round cat, and Cheese Stick is a very introverted rat going through a quarter-life crisis. Is Cheese Stick supposed to represent something in my life? That's a secret. I also drew stickers of my little online persona. I'm already pretty familiar with these characters, so I just doodle whatever comes to mind that I feel is cute or funny. After that, I export each as a PNG and load it onto my machine cutter software. I use a Silhouette Cameo 4. That's terrifying. Which comes with its own software called Silhouette Studio. I like plotting the layout of the sticker sheets here because I find it easier than plotting it out on Photoshop or other art programs because of the cut-specific features that come along with it. Now, I need to clarify that although it sounds like I know what I'm doing, I struggled a lot figuring this out. It cut wrong. Tons of tutorial videos, tons of trial and error, tons of scrap stickers. I even ended up doing test prints on A4 copy paper because I was scared of wasting expensive sticker paper. Most of my mistakes were pretty basic though. My brain felt really small after figuring it all out. I guess there was just an initial learning curve. Still, I figured it out though, and I think that's what's important. I also learned a lot of things, like how I shouldn't wash the sticky part of the cutting mat without something to make it sticky again, or how glossy paper is thicker than matte paper, or how I shouldn't trust online sources when they tell me it's really easy and it's in fact really not easy. If anyone's interested in a more in-depth video on how I make these, I'd definitely be willing to make one, but now I feel like I'm entering technical territory, so I'll move on. Next, I made letter pads and envelopes based on the same characters. I manually cut the letters with my paper cutter and round the edges a little bit with my corner rounder. Figuring out the size for the envelope was a little tough, but after a few tries, I was able to get it down. My mom volunteered to help me fold and glue the envelopes together. Thank you, Mama. I printed out my art prints with satin matte photo paper, which has this kind of textured matte top that I like, and I cut them manually too. At this point, I'm slowly starting to realize that I am just a little guy, and cutting paper for several hours straight is not very little guy friendly, so I make sure to take breaks every now and then. Overall, this process was very frustrating and very fulfilling. I love printing and cutting these, and I hope people will like them. One thing that's made this art market a bit more special for me is a bit after I registered, Vograce reached out for a partnership. So I'll talk about them a little bit and how we work together for some of the other things I got made. For context, Vograce is a company that produces different kinds of collectibles I feel most artists would like to try and make, but might not be sure where or how to make them. Like most artists, I don't really have the machinery to do anything other than paper prints. So being able to create these products with their help was a pretty cool experience. So with their help, I was able to create sticky notes, washi tape, acrylic binders, and wooden keychains. Also, these are so cute. I really like how vibrant the wooden print is and how nice the quality feels overall. I made these designs based on the templates they had online and sent it to them through their website. And within a few weeks, they were all shipped safely over here at home. I remember the day it arrived, the delivery guy even went, "Oh, this is really heavy. Let me help you carry it. You are so small." That isn't verbatim, but that's what I remember. Thank you, delivery guy. I was able to carry it to my room by myself though, because I'm strong and ripped and very buff. All in all, I really enjoyed working with them. Their staff was responsive when it came to communicating and updating me with sample photos. I got my estimated delivery times, and all products were complete and of really good quality. The stuff they let you customize is also pretty interesting. It's a really nice service if you're planning to make cute and funny gifts for friends, which I'm planning to do one of these days. But for merchandisers specifically, they also give you bigger discounts if you buy in bulk. They even have a VIP program for merchandisers who might want to avail of bigger discounts and benefits over the year. All in all, pretty convenient if you're in that line of business. You can check out their stuff through my affiliate link in the description below if that's something you're interested in. And it'll also support me if you use it for ordering. Thanks for helping me make these little guys. Okay, honestly, I hated preparing for my booth. I don't really like having to shop online or think about how to physically lay out a booth because I don't really know where to start. I spent like 2 days on shopping apps looking for nice acrylic or wooden risers and those grid mesh things people hang their prints on. And I also bought envelopes so I could package the stickers better, but then I realized I bought 500 envelopes that the stickers could barely fit in. Very frustrating, but I started early, so I think I can still make it work. I think I can still fix it. Oh, these are the wrong size. I needed to take into account that my solo booth is a half table, so that's around 3 by 2 feet. Some other essentials I had in mind: I need a money box and probably a lot of change and a calculator because I don't trust my math skills. I should probably also print up signs for online payment since that's a popular thing nowadays. I probably also need a power bank for my phone. I'm not sure if they'll have extension cords there. My phone might run out of battery. I will be there the whole day. And I need to take note of inventory, so I'll probably need to bring along a sheet or a logbook. I'm kind of realizing how daunting this all feels, and honestly, I suddenly no longer want to be a girl boss. But also, I've already registered as a boother, so I will be brave and I will face my fears. Here's to hoping I survive my first art market. Time to print more things. Hi, so I wasn't supposed to put this part in because I was planning to post this video before Komiket happened, but printing and preparing everything took really long, and I did a lot of last-minute designs and wasn't able to finish the video on time. The heart is willing, but the shar is weak. As for Komiket itself, I came in with just 2 hours of sleep and a dream. I was tired and a bit anxious, but it kicked off really well and I enjoyed myself a lot. I met so many people, a good number of which were surprised to know I was Pinoy. On the record, I am in fact from the Philippines. I did receive little surprises from fans of my work, which made me really happy and grateful. Thank you so much. It was really motivating and I really enjoyed talking to everyone. Being a bit of a shut-in, the whole 3 days were really tiring, but it was really rewarding. I made friends, shout out to my table mates, Franny and Kaeru, who were super chill and fun to hang out with. And I also saw a lot of cool artists and their art. I am super tired though, like no joke, I spent 2 days sleeping after the event. But this was definitely something I'd want to experience again. If there was anything I would improve on, I guess it would be my booth setup. I wasn't really prepared to decorate my booth because I wasn't really sure what I needed. But in the 3 days I spent, I did sort of learn what makes a booth more attractive and accessible. Hopefully, I can get a bigger table next time, make more fun things, and meet more fun people. Thanks for watching this little video. I know it's a bit different from the usual things I make. I don't really make vlog content, but I thought it would be nice to record how I went about this and maybe share how I did it. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around, and I hope you have a great day today. Okay, that's all. Bye.